Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Baharuka Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to your Akim across the earth doing this work in sincerity and in truth. Shalom. Let me just jump right into it. This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 5. For if a man not for if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai? Yeah, and that's a very important thing. If you got your household not in order, meaning your children, your wife, everything is out of order, not the way, not in the way how the Most High set it up. And of course, you're not gonna find a perfect wife, because if you look in the mirror, you will see. If you honestly look in the mirror, you will see that you ain't perfect either. Nevertheless, you might have a wife that try and I say that respect what you're doing, especially if you are a man of the Lord. It's very important. It's key thing. And if I look at myself, I remember like when I was basically getting more and more familiar with the truth, understanding how things were supposed to be. And I remember, it took, I had to go through some things in order for me to become the man that I am today, and of course, we still going to stuff, because we are far from the man that we supposed to be. That's why the Most High put us to all kinds of situations, things that you have to deal with, and you learn from it. That's also very important that you learn from your mistakes. If you mess up, if you fell down, like the scripture said, the righteous man fall at 7 times, but get it back up. And that's a fact. So, and if I look at myself, I was dealing with a wicked female back in the days, living together with her, and she was wicked. And at a certain point, I knew that things, because that's the way Esau, the society of Esau, they created, they give the females the idea that they got some power, while the Most High didn't create it like that. That's not the way it's supposed to be, and that's why you also got a lot of single baby mothers and all that, because they're out of order, and a lot of so-called black females, they're complaining that the Jacob descendants, that the men are dealing with women from other nations. But yeah, the majority of our females are out of order. They have a big mouth. They expect everything from you, but meanwhile they don't want to do nothing for you. If you look at the heathens, a lot of these females, they are submissive. They really want to try their best to please you, and all that. They don't have a big mouth. They a lot of times they respect you, and of course under the heathens you also got females that are wicked. The majority of the females in general are wicked, but yeah, nevertheless, you might find someone that's which is good, but the order is important. So, for if a man not know how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of Yahweh Basham Yahushai? And like I said, if I look at the journey that I took, I had to go through some things, and finally, I start putting my foot down, and eventually the Most High, I said that, got that female out of my life, as far as possible, because yeah, still have to deal with her because of my child, but it's not on that level anymore. It's different if you live with someone, who's out of order. That's yeah. It was a lot of headache, but I knew later. I understand. You start to learn the scriptures and all that. And then I understand like, oh, this is why, my journey went like that. I had to become a man first, it doesn't make you, when you like here in Holland, when you turn 18, then you're official an adult, then you're an adult man. Concerning the scriptures teach us like around the age of 12, that's when you become a man, when Yahushua was 12 years old, he said, I'm about my father's business, and of course, everybody got his own journey, the way that you go, but the scriptures, it teaches us how to be a man, and also how to deal with your women, so, and like I said, uh at a certain point, I started to make up some rules, and I basically it was basically like this: okay, either you're gonna keep the rules, or it's done, simple. So that was the case. So yeah, but the scriptures are very clear, and let me see. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy waste that to that which destroyeth kings. So, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy waste which destroyed kings. And as you look in general, women are a weakness of a man. Of course, the Most High have created it like that. That, but you gotta deal with your wife with wisdom. And the scriptures teach us how to do that. And let me jump to the book of First Ezra, chapter 4, and verse. Let me see. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Let me see. Let me see where I'm gonna start. uh, 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 uh. Uh, Let me see. Let me start at verse 22. Yeah, by this also you must know that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? Yeah, a man taketh his sword and go his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and looked upon a lion and got it in darkness. And when he had stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father and mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. And if you look at this society nowadays, you got a lot of simping going on. You know, many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. Yeah, adultery, committing adultery. Laying with another man's wife. Things like that. Uh, you know, killing each other over a woman, over adulterous females, stuff like that. And now, do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see him in Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Bartacus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand. And those were things back in the days, it was not done. And if I look here in Holland, even yet, you got the king Willem Alexander and his wife Maxima. She even called him on national television stupid. She said, "Yeah, he's kind of stupid," about the king. So, and that's a reflection of this society. It's normal for a woman to call her man stupid. That's not, there's no respect, there's no respect. So like I said, if you got a wife, and she respects you, she doesn't hinder the truth, because that's very important. And the scriptures also teach us, Apostle Paul also spoke about it. If she doesn't believe, but she's happy to dwell with you, meaning she doesn't bother you when you have when you go into study, or you're about to make a video, you want to go into scriptures or whatever, you be on the highways and byways, she have no problem with that. There's no reason for you to put her away. That's also a thing. We're ain't also another thing is we ain't supposed to be fuck, laying down with a woman and dumping her. That's also a thing. That's not how it's supposed to be. Basically, you have to stay with her, yeah, whole your life, But yeah, it's kind of impossible, but it might be possible. You don't know. Like nowadays, like back in the days, you would have a virgin, and basically, from the moment you took her virginity, she's your wife, and you ain't supposed to leave each other unless she doesn't do the things that she's supposed to do. I'm gonna go in those things later, but you know you ain't supposed to, like how is nowadays is going on, just laying down with a female, one night stands and all that. You ain't supposed to do that. And also another thing, yeah, the scriptures teach us that you are allowed to have multiple wives, but you need to take care of them. Okay, of course, nowadays they got their own money, they got their own house and all that. But nevertheless, you got the duty of marriage. So, and the more women you got, the more time you need to spend with them, and you need to, I said, basically equally spend the times with them. So that's also another thing. And yeah, like I said, you have to deal with them according wisdom. So, and taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand. And yet, for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter that she might be reconciled to him again. Yeah, so like I said, this is not the way it's supposed to be, and of course, it's part of our punishment, it's part of the curses, because Israel is likened unto a delicate woman, and we went a whoring, following all these philosophies, these religions of the heathens, and the Most High returned the favor right back at us, And let me see. There's a scripture. Let me see. Because I can't remember exactly where it was. Oh yeah, here it is. So this is the book of Isaiah, of Slaki, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31 and verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth, a woman shall compass a man. And this is, the thing, the curse that is, being played, And like I said, this is not how it's supposed to be, The woman was created for the man. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, and let me see, verse 18. And the power said, it's not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a help meet for him. So that already shows you a woman's supposed to be in help, not an headache, And out of the ground the powers formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all the cattle and all the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an help meet for him. And the powers caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs. And this is not literally, it's talking about, is back in the days you had the Adamites, and it was one from the Adamites, basically a family member, that was Eve, And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the powers had taken from man made the woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, and she shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Because basically when you lay down with your woman, you became one. You start to get attached to each other. So let me see. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 9. And let me just start from verse 1. Be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself. So don't tell her, basically, those pillow talks, when you tell your deepest secrets and stuff like that. And as soon as you have a fight with her, she will throw everything at your feet. Give not thy soul unto a woman, to set a foot upon thy substance. Yeah, a split. How you say that? You have a shared bank account. For example. Those are things that you ain't supposed to do. I saw clips, of I remember one clip of a female. She went to do a Brazilian butt lift. For I don't know how many thousand, and 20,000 or something like that. I don't know exactly how much those things cost, but basically she finished all the money that was on the bank account. And this dude, he also had a baby mother where he has to pay child support, and the money was gone. And he kicked her out of the house, and she was crying and begging for forgiveness and talking about how she's gonna pay him back. But it's bogus. There are many examples. I remember, like, when I was younger, I used to work with an older dude, Edomite dude. And he, his wife, he was working, his wife was at home. I think I don't know if she was. No, I don't think that she was working either. She wasn't even working. He was working, and she, basically he didn't even, they had an, how you call that, and they got a shared bank account, where his money come on. And she was basically holding the bank card, the debit card. And she would give him allowance through the week, so that he could buy, maybe, buy some fries or stuff like that. So he had a small wallet, that you could hang, like a key hanger. And then there he had some change in, so he could buy, something when he wanted. When he wanted to have something in the big break, he was able to buy something. And she was basically buying everything. She was doing the financials. And this is the thing here in Holland. You see that a lot. A man talking about, I don't know how much I make in a month, or whatever, or how everything costs, and this and that, because she's doing that. This is not the way it's supposed to be. Scriptures are very clear. Meet not with a harlot. And that's also another thing. Give not thy soul unto a woman, to set a foot upon thy substance, because that also shows you how wicked Esau is. If you don't, let's say, if you marry nowadays, if you marry, for the government, you marry, if you don't write down that your belongings are your belongings, and the stuff that she got stays her. When you divorce, she is allowed to take half of your substance. Doesn't matter. She can take your pet dog. It doesn't matter if you had your dog for 15 years. Since it was a pup. She's gonna make a nice story. And blah blah blah. How she's emotional attached to that dog, and she leaves with the dog. Stuff like that. So yeah, that's also Esau. How he contends with thieves. Because that's what he's doing. Meet not with a harlot, meet not with a harlot, lest thou fall into her snares. Use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts. Yeah, that's also, and of course, Not everything is literally, not every woman that's a singer is necessarily wicked, but she got a way, to seduce, and she might get you into it. Gaze not at the maid that thou fall not by those things that are prettiest in her. Give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thine inheritance. Let me jump to verse 8. Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman and look not upon another's beauty. Because that's also a thing. If you look at another man's woman, that's already adultery. And nowadays it's very hard because these females, they be walking in the streets, in the gym, in the underwear. So of course, the flesh is weak. As a man, you're gonna look, but messed up. Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman and look not upon another's beauty. For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for herewith love is kindled as a fire. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction. Yeah, because adultery is a sin of death. So if you sit with another man's wife, especially when the alcohol is there, these borders, these borders are start to fade. So yeah, scriptures teach us many things and shows us, this is also another thing. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to get abroad. So if you if I look at myself, I was dealing with, she was wicked, she was out of order, and at a certain point I started to put boundaries, and she really thought that I wouldn't stay put, so eventually she had to go. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. So, if she doesn't respect you, doesn't do the things that you want to do, and of course, scriptures also teach us don't be a lion in your house, but if she doesn't do the things that she's supposed to do, just cut her off, let her go. And like I said, you ain't supposed to be fucking and ducking, that's the thing that we ain't supposed to do, you know. But if she wants to go, yeah, let her go. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 36 and verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. So that already shows you, the woman is of the man and not the man of the woman, and I'm going to read that in a moment also. Let me start with the order first. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahweh Shai, and the head of the woman is the man. So the man is above the woman. Then you got Yahweh Shai, and the head of Yahweh Shai is Yahweh. So that already shows you about the order. Let me jump to verse. Let me jump to verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So these are things that you need to know as a man, especially if you want to be a man of the Lord. Let me see. What do I got here? Yeah, and everything, like I said, the Mosai is all about order. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14 and verse 33. For Yahweh is not the order of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. And the scriptures are very clear. You can't miss this, basically. Let me see. Let me jump. Yeah, the book of First Peter's, chapter 3, and let me just start at 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversations of the wife, while they behold you chaste conversations coupled with fear. whose adoring, let it not be that outwear adoring of plaiting the hair, of wearing gold, or putting on of apparel. And if you look, a modest apparel means a simple clothing. Don't as if you are a woman and you want to be respected. You have a man. Basically the for sale sign shouldn't be in your yard. You're already taken, so you shouldn't put that for sale sign out there. You got a lot of women, uh, titties out. Titties are out, the ass is out. Like I said, they're walking in underwear, but meanwhile they want respect. But let it be hidden, let it be the hidden man of the heart in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of Yahweh of great price. For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in Yahweh adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands. And this is a very rare thing, is a very rare thing nowadays. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazements. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife. Yeah, you have respect. Like the Yahushai said, you should love your wife as the way that Yahushai loved the church. And like I said, you don't need to be a lion in your household. Let everything be done and decently in order. And you gotta know, as a man, the Most High didn't give her the understanding. So as a man, you should know how to deal with your wife. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So yeah, basically, I'm gonna leave it like that. So, as a man of the Lord, is you need to have your household in order. It's very important. And yeah, man, the Spirit shall reveal it unto you. If that's not the case, you will know it. You will know it in the Spirit. Because if I look at myself, when I came in touch with the truth, I knew, I was starting to realize, like, okay, things have to change, to the Spirit. So yeah. With that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Waharuka Kudash, and double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to all Akim across the earth for doing this work in sincerity and truth. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom.